Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more After Ink Revival as we continue with our Mega Brutal Guide series. Or rather, I should say, as we finish up our series, at least for now, because we are now at the finale for campaign number 2, Life After Death. In the chaos, no one planned for how the survivors should rebuild. Survival was all that mattered. But now, functional radio equipment found in the bunker could open up new opportunities. This scenario is not actually horrendously bad. Yeah, there's not a lot of margin for error, and there are a couple of pitfalls you can fall into if you are not prepared, but as long as you have some rough idea how you want to expand, this is actually a pretty manageable scenario, and I think it's going to set up pretty nicely for a third campaign at some point in the future, but you'll see what I mean about that in a bit. As far as the settlement leader, honestly, all of these are viable. Even the hermits could kind of work. The soldier might be a good pick, but I think I'm going to go for the personal trainer. That's not so bad. And then for our traits, we have zombie defense, stamina, and stamina. Well, between these two, I think I'll take the production. That's enough to get me a break point for some extra water and stuff early, so that's fine. Play on Mega Brutal, and let's begin. Let me pull up the map for you one last time. And what you're going to notice immediately is that we are right next to an infestation. Now, it's not going to attack you probably early on, but it is still a major threat because any roaming zombie group that makes it to our home base is going to trigger the infestation and it will send reinforcements. If we do not have enough fighters ready to deal with that, by the time we get attacked, we're probably just going to lose outright. So we need to clear that out as quickly as we reasonably can. Beyond that, though, if you look across the river to the southeast, none of that matters. You're going to ignore that entire area of the map. It's only the west half of the map that's going to be important, mainly because that's where a lot of our resources and forests are going to be. There's also an infestation in the northwest, which is much stronger than you would think. Do not poke that unless you are ready. And then there's a special power plant down to the southwest. That's going to be important later. Turning over to our objectives, the first thing we need to do is get 5 food. That's easily done with 1 scavenge. Then reach population 3. Next, explore 7 areas, and then explore a special marked area, which is that power plant I was talking about. And we will need to clear zombies off of that tile at some point, so don't just explore it and then leave it forever. Next, we need to reach technology 4, and then population 8. All of this seems pretty standard so far, so well, you have to move kind of fast up to population 8, but I mean, it's not really an unreasonable deadline. So the next thing we have to worry about is preparing a special broadcast. Now, this is one of those special projects. Mostly takes up a lot of your stamina. As long as your economy is good, you'll be fine. And then once that's set up, we have to wait for a response. What does that mean? Oh, you're going to find out later. Let's go ahead and settle. The first thing we should do is explore over here to the west, make our way over to some forests. I am going to scavenge for a bit of wood and some food. Unsurprisingly, we're going to go for a well, basic toilet over here, and then we want to grab ourselves a couple of tents. I do think that maybe I want to go for some early technology, but I'm going to wait just a moment until we can get some scavenging done, because I'd really rather not lose out on some key resources. I do need to explore this region down here to the southwest. There are many forests we could pick up. This is the safest one to go for, so that's the one I recommend you start by exploring. And it's going to take us something on the order of like 4 stamina in order to claim that forest. So do be aware that it's going to be very, very expensive. We'll get some food production up and running, but it's not gonna be a lot for now. I really need to save all my stamina just to get some wood production. So that's all the food produced that I was looking for. We'll finish that up. We're now producing the population and stuff, so that's gonna be fine. Let's grab ourselves that makeshift fire pit. We can go ahead and get that started since we know that's something people are gonna ask for as soon as we do get our next population, which will be in just a moment. And then please give me the forest. Grab that. Boom. Okay. And then we could go for some fuel production. I think you need to go for wood production first, though, if I'm honest, because it does seem like it's actually kind of hard to get enough wood production early on. I don't want to do another scavenge if I don't have to. Let's get ourselves another small well since we are currently at a deficit of water, and I don't want to lose all of my morale. Then we'll go for the firewood splitter, and now we need to start thinking about fighters and about technology. That's going to be what we look for here. So probably technology to start. I think we have just enough time to pull that off, and I'm not feeling too threatened by it. So we'll do that now while we have the extra resources to spare. I'm going to start building, by the way, a makeshift kitchen. I was going to, never mind, I forgot we don't have the technology. Ha ha ha. Obviously, I can't do that right now. Duh, duh, duh. Towering Ambition. I love exploring this. This saves you so much stamina. It's great. I will say Settlement Defense is actually very tempting in this particular scenario. But this is going to save me so much stamina, I think it's worth it. So we're going to pick this up, and that explores a ton of the map. Do you know how much stamina we just saved from that? Like 15. Not even kidding. Ah, that's beautiful. Thank you. All right, this scenario just got a heck of a lot easier for me now, didn't it? Let's go ahead and start training up our fighter next. We know that that is a thing we're going to need. So now I'm not going to get surprised by probably just about anything. We still do not want to intercept any zombies in this area because I don't want to get attacked. So be aware that if the zombies come from this direction, that's when this infestation becomes an issue. If you get attacked from any other direction, it's not so much of an issue. Up until that point, oh, it's a problem. Let's get ourselves a makeshift kitchen and some improved housing just to get some of that morale up. We have our next population. Now we need to explore the marked area, which is now a lot easier for me to access than I had otherwise been expecting. I'm going to place my fighter here on the off chance we can maybe get a discount over here, but for now, let's just go ahead and explore this so I can finish up the objective. Then we need to start turning back to how we're going to continue getting key resources, like, let's say, some food. I currently am not producing quite enough, so that's going to be an issue. Food, actually, in general, is going to be tougher on this map for a little bit unless you claim the sheep up over here, which is a little on the expensive side. I'm not a fan. But if we do that, and I will, then we should be able to produce enough food to survive through the winter pretty easily. I mean, we can get our production and our consumption up to, like, match, so it's not so bad. Running out of things like water is going to be an issue. We're going to have some fuel issues soon. We are going to get a lot of these pop-ups, so by the way, from things like getting the extra authority, some extra stamina there, we get more authority there. It's random what these are going to get you. I've done this map several times, and it's never consistent, so you never know if you get something really great, and maybe you don't. Let's get ourselves one more sheep farm. I'm going to get myself one more firewood splitter, and I did want to get myself another well, but we can wait on that for just a moment. I'm just trying to prepare because we don't have a lot of time before winter hits, and this means we should be able to have an excess of food production, so now I don't even have to worry about scavenging for food at all. I'm entirely immune to that until I get some more population, which we'll be fine on. So beyond that then, if we go to probably scavenge a bit of fuel, so I do need to get up some more technology. We know that that's going to be a thing. Morale is looking pretty bad right now, but I think I'll hold off on that. Let's get ourselves another fighter, because if we get attacked here pretty soon, we're going to wish that we had that. A lot of extra morale from the gained vintage wine. That one is always on the map. I don't know if it's always here or somewhere else, but it does seem to be a recurring event that pops up there, so that's a thing. Be aware. Yeah, still really struggling for fuel. Let's go ahead and do another scavenge. So we have the extra fighter. I do think now might be a good time for us to go ahead and attack and try to deal with this, since for whatever reason, we have not been attacked. Every time I've done this, several runs, we've been attacked by now. This time, for whatever reason, no, not so much. I'll actually pull back here right now and let this guy come to me if he's willing, because I don't see any reason not to. Why am I still not getting anywhere near enough firewood? Please get that morale back up and running. Good Lord. As far as resources, wood, blah, 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 we need to get some more lumber. I want to get more food. I need to get the technology, so as much as I would like to get like some storage and stuff, we can't really afford it. Notice, by the way, because we got attacked over here, it spawned these guys, and they're going to come and attack us again. Right? That's just sort of what continues to happen, and that's why this ends up being very difficult. And I'm going to need to get some technology just to have enough strength to deal with that. Lose morale and gain food production? I don't really need it. I could accept a loss of authority, but I'd actually rather just be greedy here. I don't think we're going to run out of food anytime soon. It's fuel that we got to worry about, and literally nothing else. Speaking of which, we're still not getting anywhere near enough. I'm just not getting enough scavenges here. So we deal with this. This comes in. Fortunately, it's not spawning another group, so let's just clear this out first real quick. And then we'll run in here. We'll deal with it. So we have enough resources. I think I could just go for the tech. Yeah, it's a little risky because we're going to be down to 0 food for a brief moment, or we're about to be at 0 food, but I think we'll be all right. We just got to get through the winter here. And the technology is going to make it easier for me to continue fighting any zombies as they appear. Well, okay, there's my 8% authority. I probably should... Okay, you know what? In hindsight, don't do what I just did. Turns out, I kind of forgot. I did just pick up an event that I would lose authority if I ran out of food, and I'm like, I'm not going to run out of food. It's fine. And then what did I do? I promptly ran out of food. Dumb, don't do what I just did. That was stupid. Let's go ahead and queue up an additional couple of population. We're going to end up needing that eventually, so that's fine. I don't mind getting myself the town square going. As far as resources are concerned, I mean, we can get ourselves a charcoal pit. That's going to help us regenerate some of our charcoal needs a little bit faster, lose a little bit more food. Yeah, I mean, that's just going to happen, but for now, the food production's okay. So what we want to do is probably explore over in this direction and start thinking about how we're going to clear out some of the zombies around this power station. We can safely clear this group out. They're going to draw more over here, and that's honestly fine because that saves me a taunt later. So I have no problem with that. We do need to get up to technology level 4 for sure. I don't think there's any fruit here, so we're just going to go for the morale and pray we don't get anaphylactic shock, which we did not. Good. Yeah, tech-wise, we have nowhere near enough resources here. I think I need to do a scavenge for some wood. I need to do a storage here, and then we could go for some additional lodges. That would cost me a lot of my stamina. I think for now I'd rather just scavenge some additional food so that I can just get the stockpile I need to go for the next level of tech. I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go ahead and start moving over here. I want to draw these guys out if we can. Throw away food again. Please stop. Let's just take the risk with nausea. All right, we lose a little bit of morale, but that's honestly not the worst thing in the world. I'm okay with all of that. So if we can get up to 7 stamina, we'll go ahead and work toward Tech 4 before the impatience kicks in, which will be pretty soon. Need a little bit of wood, but wood is fine. It's honestly, it's going to be food that's a problem, not the wood, so who cares? We go ahead and fight against these guys. They came out. That spawned another small group. There we go. And then we should be able to run in here and clear this sucker out. All right, so that's all looking good. I don't really feel like I need to get for another lumberyard. What I want to do now is claim this forest because this is one of the few places now that I should be able to safely expand and continue getting some additional charcoal, wood, etc. Technology 4 is done. Good. Okay. Take care of that. Why are we low on morale now? What do people want? Right. They want things like basic bath houses and more kitchens and whatever else. I don't know. Stuff. They want things, services. I don't have nearly enough. We could go for things like medicine here pretty soon. Not worried about that. Let's just go ahead and cleanse this sucker out so we don't have to worry about it going forward. That's now taken care of. Now we just go defend the main base because some zombies are on the way. So this being cleared out is going to make my life easy. Now if I want to continue getting some additional food and lumber, all I got to do is take all of these areas. But for now, services is the top priority, so let's just go ahead and work on that. We do need to get ourselves up to population 8, but I've got a little bit of time to work on that. I don't feel too threatened yet, and we probably will need to go for, I don't know, maybe we need to go for Tech 5, maybe we don't. We'll go ahead and just queue up another hut. We might as well continue working on some of that. And then let's get ourselves some storage, because right now I'm not producing enough fuel, or rather I'm not going to have enough fuel going into winter, and there's no good reason to make myself have a harder time there. Let's go for a sheep farm, and then probably a hunting lodge after that, just so we will be able to continue with our food, not have to worry about doing any more scavenges after that is all said and done. Okay, so this is looking good so far. We're making progress on all of our goals, and then honestly, once you get up to population 8, things really aren't that bad. Like, we don't have to do anything about this. We can ignore this infestation if we want to. And that's probably, honestly, the smart thing to do in order to save yourself a lot of pain. Like, why spend a ton of stamina clearing these areas out when you don't have to? Now, the issue is this infestation has like 60 zombie strength on it, I kid you not, which is a lot. So you really want to have a third fighter, ideally, before you take that on. Maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. It just depends on what you can afford, but that is ideally what you want to do. Otherwise, at least Tech 4, maybe you stand a chance if you can draw them out towards you. Like, that's fine, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and queue up the last 2 houses, start making some progress in that direction. Okay, my morale is just constantly taking a massive dump right now. We're going to scavenge wood a couple of times because I'm just completely out, and that's why I'm not building anything that matters, is I've queued a lot of stuff up, but it's not enough to actually do what I need. We also need to do some more scavenging, so we'll just do that a couple of times. The good news is, with so many tiles explored, we should be able to get a lot of it, so that's fine. We are also producing a decent amount of charcoal, so, I mean, like, we don't have a massive deficit. Here comes another zombie attack from down over here. I'm just going to ignore it. Doesn't matter. We can afford to burn a little bit of wood to get some fuel. That's fine. We have a small excess. I'm really not worried about it. Here come the zombies in that direction. I don't care. That's fine. We do probably want to go for the small healing hut, but if I'm going to do that, I probably want to expand and take 1 more territory. This only costs 2, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Then grab ourselves an herb garden, save up a bit more. It's a lot of morale. Like, it's a lot of services. It makes people quite happy. We'll go for a playground, see if we can get anything there. We got our stamina back, plus, you know, that just makes people happy, so that is fine. Small healing hut, done. Get another toilet. I don't know. I'm just trying to get myself out of a pit while we wait for the next level of population. Because once we get up to population level 8, like, it's going to be a lot harder to make these people happy. So what are you all upset about now? Carpenters need wood. Yeah, we're not actually getting any value out of our carpenters, and it turns out that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to my morale right now. I'd say if I'm doing anything wrong on this, it's that I've accidentally sacked a little bit too much authority from things like our morale and from things like making mistakes with losing food when I wasn't supposed to do that. Scavenge for some food just to kind of keep us going. We can go for some more hunting lodges and stuff, just kind of help us tread water. How are we doing on water production? Need a little bit more there as well. Honestly, we're kind of fine. Like, I know this doesn't look good, but we are actually fine. So once we get ourselves back into positive morale, we'll start generating that 8th population, and that's all that matters. Make promises. If fuel runs out, we lose authority. I mean, we made a promise before, and that was, like, disastrous, but it's probably going to be fine this time, right? Let's go for a sheep farm. Just going to keep myself in the nice, healthy positive there since we're about to get more population. Let's go for the small tavern. We just need to make sure we have enough lumber to keep things going. Let's go for another lumber yard. We should be fine. We should be fine. Final population's about to hit. So at this point, do nothing but just stockpile your stamina. We don't even have to click the button for a minute. Like, we got some time in terms of our population and our impatience. So if I don't click on this, impatience is still fine for a bit, and I don't have to take care of anybody. All I want to do is stack up as much stamina as possible. I don't remember exactly how much you need. It's something on the order of, like, I want to say 12, thereabouts. So let's get a little bit more. 10 is good enough just to get started. Let's go ahead and click the button. We're about to get ourselves the pop-up here. Now we need to prepare our broadcast. Click on this. Transport a generator, which does take a lot of lumber. Refuel a generator, which does take some wood. Then we need to set up an antenna. So 12 actually was right. I was, like, shockingly close there as far as our needs. So we'll do that, set up the antenna. That'll take even more wood, start a broadcast, we're good to go. If I could do some more wood scavenging, that would be great. We did get attacked by some of the zombies that were over here. Not a very big amount, though, so that's fine. Throw away some food, who cares? I don't mind, it's fine. I just need more lumber so that I don't slow down at all on working on the broadcast, and to make sure that our carpenter is still working, since that appears to be all that people care about right now. You guys really like furniture. Is that it? You guys really like your furniture? Seems that way. Anyway, we finished, so let's go ahead and prepare to broadcast. Now we wait for a response. It doesn't even take very long, and if I click on this, there we go. We will help forge a new civilization from the ruins of the old. We apparently have had some sort of contact from somebody out in the world. Who? You don't know yet. We're not going to know for at least a while. So there we go. That was actually 5 stars. Even though I made a lot of mistakes and lost some authority along the way, we just moved fast. So I actually got a better score than the last time I played this with The Economist and took my sweet time. So speed does matter. It does help if you want to get a good score. This would be pretty difficult on Mega Brutal level 5, but as it stands right now, because we didn't have to expand all that much, we did okay. You really don't have to overexpand. Just throw everything you've got into getting a good military and then focus on your objectives and you're set. So that takes care of everything here. Now, one last detail I want to point out before we end this video is you'll notice that as we've done these campaigns, we have not had any advantages from production, society, and knowledge. You've probably been wondering what these actually are. These are some of these special events over here. You're going to have some expeditions, and they only last for a certain amount of time before it resets. So you can think of them almost like daily or weekly challenges from other games. If you can beat some of these, you will gain some progress toward, let's say, society. And if we get some progress toward society, we'll be able to get some additional perks, increasing storage size, or more population, or more authority, whatever it's going to be, right? There's a lot of rewards that we can pick from. And that's going to make your life easier if you are struggling with Mega Brutal and you want to come back. You'll have more perks to work with, giving you an advantage. So I've done this all in a slightly harder difficulty, but if you're struggling, this is exactly what you should do. Play some of these objectives, get some additional perks, get stronger, come back and try again. I definitely would recommend doing that before hitting up Mega Brutal 5 for sure, and absolutely before the 3rd campaign releases in a future expansion pack. Be warned though, there are new mechanics like droughts, which we've never seen before, which function just like winter, but you need to stock up on water and food. Pretty cool. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and informative in some way. Despite my mistakes, we still pulled it off and got a very good score. If you guys did enjoy this series of Mega Brutal guides, then please do hit that like button and leave a comment showing your support. It really does help. And of course, subscribe for my future content, because of course I will be here when the 3rd expansion does release. Again, my name is Pravus. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.